It is my pleasure to introduce Allie Lacey.
All right. Thank you. Yes, as Ms. Novak said, she's known me for about 24 years. The same person probably as the young elementary school kid you remember running around the playground. So thank you, Ms. Novak. From gardening to poetry to allowing myself to explore, Lori created after-school programs and allowed us to just be kids. Best memory is making her actually tell my mom over the walkie-talkie that Allie's not ready to come off the playground right now, so you need to go home and pick her back up at 6. Thanks, Mom, for letting me stay till 6. My story is a little different than the two speakers before me, as I don't necessarily have a solid career in teaching. I'm a coach, which in many ways is a form of a teacher. Exactly. I knew from the start I did not want to be stuck inside a classroom. Changing lesson plans and having to do that daily was not something I was interested in. But being able to adjust on the field or on the court with young women in sport is what pursued my passions further. Let's see, that's what a lot of my coaches and teachers did for me growing up. Modeled and assisted in molding me into a decent human being and encouraged me to follow my passions wherever they may go. I am currently the CEO and founder of a 501c3 nonprofit organization called Ball Girls Baseball, which I founded at just 27 years old to support girls in the game of sports. No matter what level they compete at, no matter what position in the job they want to work, being able to understand the game at such a fundamental developmental level is going to allow them to understand and speak up for themselves in the future. We have all girls baseball teams ages 6-year-old all the way up to 18U. So it's all youth expanding the globe. We've had most of our kids from the United States, but we've expanded into Canada and Mexico as well. So we are going international supporting the girls. Before I get fully into the nonprofit, let's take a look back at how I got here and why baseball, not softball. It started in La Crescenta, where I was the youngest of 2, and my brother Sean, 3 years older than me, had always been the person I looked up to athletically. He is also the reason why I annoyed my mom to let me play so many sports at so many young ages. Basketball, baseball, softball, cheerleading, tackle football, flag football, volleyball, even chess. Yes. Any way that was competitive, I wanted to do it. Except skydiving. She wouldn't let me jump out of a plane. I did anyways. I waited until I was 18 for that one. My older brother was just as active as I was, and when we had downtime, we could usually be found playing on the street, shooting hoops on the driveway, or playing in the cul-de-sac against all the older siblings. And yes, I was the only girl playing out on the street with them. That little chip on my shoulder took me to Mountain Avenue, where I met some of my amazing teachers and role models. Rosemont Middle School, couldn't wait to get out of middle school as fast as possible. And ended at Crescenta Valley High School, where I ended up going back as a substitute teacher for a few years. Again, substitute, was not fully in the classroom. After CV, I went on to the University of Hawaii Hilo because I thought I just wanted to get as far away from California as possible. I realized I wanted to be back home and just play ball with my support system. I attended Pasadena City College, where I earned scholar athletes, awards, and academic honors on the dean's list to continue my academic athletic career, and pursued that passion to Cal State Northridge. In 2015, we were champions, Big West Conference, and that was probably the pinnacle of my sports career, so I thought. 2016, my senior year, we did not win back-to-back titles, and that right there killed me. I felt like a failure in my career because my only thought was winning at all costs. When I graduated from Cal State Northridge with my physical education bachelor's degree, I returned to Pasadena City College to coach junior college softball. So where I took that same winning at all costs mentality to girls in junior college who are going through so much change. It was at that point when I realized that my coaching style needed to change because the teachers and coaches I had growing up weren't about winning at all costs. They were about teaching me to be a decent human being and a proactive member of society. In 2018, I decided that I was going to take a job as a Dodger ball girl, working on field in uniform to field foul balls, warm up professional athletes on game, and best of all, grab those beach balls that people like to toss over onto the field. The kids that I coached loved seeing me out there, as I was more of an impact and I didn't know it at all. Random fans coming up to me saying that they love seeing a female in a Major League Baseball uniform on field, and grown men telling me they wish they could have my job. Made it feel like a pretty special opportunity. I also started my master's degree from Louisiana State University online in sports management during that time, while working for the Dodgers, coaching, and worked at a small aerospace company just to try to make ends meet. It was a lot, but that's sports. In 2019, I received a phone call from a friend asking if I wanted to be a part of a women's baseball TV show, which of course I jumped right in. That was modeled off my favorite movie, A League of Their Own, growing up. And although the TV show does not model the movie, I was able to get back in time and be a part of that history, a history that I grew up loving and am now a part of as an All-American Girls Professional Baseball League Players Association member. So reunion coming up, it's amazing. I love those ladies, can't call them old. I didn't know that connection right there would end up changing my life. On set, I was connected with someone who ran a girls' baseball tournament. And from there, I was connected with girls who just wanted to play baseball. I got asked if I wanted to coach, and me being me, I jumped right in. Took a 10U team, which is 8, 9, and 10-year-olds, to Arizona for the first time to play in an all-girls baseball tournament against other girls' baseball teams. I loved it. We came in second, so again, didn't win, and it was okay because we had the time of our lives. Leaving that tournament, my girls called me and said, we want to continue. We want to play against the girls. We want to play against the boys. We just want to keep playing together. So what I did naturally is I called the head of the organization and said, hey, my kids want to continue. How can we keep this going? She said, no, that's not what we're about. We're just about playing against the girls. We're not about doing more. We're not about competing against the boys. It's just about the girls. Funny enough, I was on my way home to my former 6th grade teacher's house, Kelly Schroeder, and we actually sat at her dinner table talking about, I'm going to start my own nonprofit for these girls, and we're going to have zero boundaries of where they come from, zero boundaries of who they play against, and just go out and enjoy the game. Shortly after, 27, that organization was created. And yes, 20 years I've known Kelly, and her boys are like my little brothers, so that family relationship I didn't know would come out of it has flourished and blossomed. The organization has changed my life in ways that I never imagined. I knew that I grew up with coaches who created an atmosphere that was positive and encouraging. They challenged me to compete and push the limits of my abilities, but always reminded me that they were there in some way. That is the coach that I decided I wanted to be with this program. I went from the coach who just wanted to win at all costs to the coach who supported my girls throughout their failures and struggles. Allowing those friendships and the want to play ball allows the girls to foster the growth on the field, and creating those family memories that will last 20, 24 years down the road is what it's about. Many times I do teach fundamental development with the basics at the lowest age group of baseball, but a lot of the times we bring girls from all over the country who have never played together with each other to compete together and work as a team on the field. It's very special, but when the girls come together and the young ladies come together with the same mind and same passion, a lot of work can be done, as we see in this room. Throughout my coaching career, I've worked with Major League Baseball and many of their affiliates. I've worked with Hall of Fame inductees, and I've also worked with youth volunteer coaches, and each one of them has taught me something different at every level. Because as a coach, you never stop learning. The second you do, you're going to become a bad coach. Being able to provide my girls the opportunity that my coaches and teachers provided for me is a gift in itself, and most of the memories are not those on the field. They're the ones off the field. The Chinese fire drills in the middle of the road in Simi Valley, the stops at Bob's Big Boys on the way to Fillmore, and our parent-teacher 6th grade softball game where we actually saw our coaches try and slide and do exactly what they're teaching us. We saw them as real humans. One of my favorite memories was being able to create the first girls' baseball clinic at Dodger Stadium, where the Dodgers brought all the girls onto the field and allowed them to go through a clinic. This wasn't just about the gameplay. It was about meeting other people in the organization to see what other options in careers you can have in sport. Just because you're not a professional doesn't mean you can't be a professional in the sport. In our most recent tournament, about a month ago, I had an umpire tell me that my team was improperly equipped and not allowed to play the game because all baseball players are required to wear protective cuffs. I wish I could tell you this was the first time this has happened, but it wasn't. The way I handled that was the same way as before, by asking the official to show me the official rule in which states that females must wear a protective cuff, and then naturally asking them what biological body part it would protect. Just like the first time before, the umpires and officials couldn't give me an answer, but they allowed us to play the game until they confirmed. Best part is it actually states in the rule book, in parentheses, male only, after that rule. But you would think that stuff like that isn't going to happen now, these days. We've heard derogatory comments. We've been told to get back in the kitchen. My girls have been told that they've been winning games by using their minds and bodies and not their skills and abilities. Yep. So, it's part of changing the game. And it's part of being out there and showing them that there is different sides of everything. But the support of the girls is the most important. We have been recognized around the world by baseball entities as a growing culture, and I recently had the opportunity to try out for the first women's professional baseball league. First one since the All-American Girls in the 1945 and 54. I was drafted to the San Francisco team, and a lot of my friends and teammates will be playing in the league as well. That future is changing the game again. I would have loved to have found that love of the game of softball, but unfortunately it was taken out of the Olympics when I was in elementary school. It's back now, but that changed the trajectory of my career because I didn't see a professional aspect in a game I loved. Sorry, I lost my spot. Thankfully, it's back. It's very mental and has a lot of mind games, but that most people don't see, and that is the thing that baseball challenges you every single day. You have to work as an individual to then come together as a team and be able to trust all of your teammates on that field for one common goal. And that's a very special thing to have as one unit. As a Dodger fan, I had the chance to be on field with some of the current legends in the game and meet former legends. And that gave me a fire to see a path in the game for myself and my girls that I coach. My journey is fueled by my players and everything that I hear as a coach today. Everything that we are able to address out on the ball field. And knowing that my girls have the chance to become professionals in the workplace as well as on the field, that is why we do what we do. Following what I love and seeing that there is a way to pursue that love keeps me going for my girls, and they are my biggest inspirations. Thank you.